It's time for Orchard CMS. At the Ignite conference last year, Microsoft announced the Visual Studio Online service is available for developers. As development becomes more collaborative and workflows like pull requests become more pervasive, developers need to be able to switch between code bases and projects quickly without losing productivity. With Visual Studio Online, developers will be able to quickly spin up a fully configured development environment for their repositories. From there, they can use the web-based editor to work on their code. In a previous video, we created an Orchard Core CMS web application. With Visual Studio Online, we will edit, build, and run that application. Welcome back to Orchard CMS. Today, with a web browser and Visual Studio Online, we're going to edit, build, and run an Orchard Core CMS web application. But first, let's talk about the capabilities of Visual Studio Code. These capabilities include rapid onboarding, with environments being fast to create and disposable, so new development teammates can come aboard quickly. Cloud capabilities include scaling, connecting of self-hosted environments to Visual Studio Online, personalization capabilities, tuning Visual Studio Online via a per-user basis. Remote debugging plans also call for the addition of app casting for remotely interacting with a GUI application. And finally, collaboration tools including LiveShare for real-time collaboration and IntelliCode providing AI-based intelligence in the editor. Okay, here we are at Visual Studio Online. And let's go ahead and press the Get Started button. Okay, it looks like they want us to sign in. Let's go ahead and sign in. Say yes. Now it wants us to create an environment. And let's see here. Let's go US West 2. That's my favorite. Ooh, advanced options. Let's take that. Let's go ahead and create, and we'll use the resource group of My Orchard Core CMS. All right, after creating a billing plan, now we can go ahead and create an environment. So let's go ahead and enter, and we'll use Visual Studio Online with Orchard Core. And now let's select a GitHub repository. And let's do that. And for the instance type, standard Linux 4 cores, 8 gigabytes RAM, and suspend idle time environment after 30 minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and hit create. Looks like the environment is being created. And it's now available. Let's go ahead and click on the available button. Oh, that's great. Visual Studio is up and it has checked out all the code in the repository for us. So the first thing we want to do, let's go ahead and let's install some extensions. So one of the things we need is C#. Let's search for that. And there we go. And go ahead and install. And go ahead and reload. Well, there we go. It's installing and reloading. Great. Our extension is working. Now let's go ahead and take a look and use the code editor. So let's open My Orchard Core. And we can see that we have a program.cs. We'll move this down. And there's our program.cs. And then let's go to our startup.cs. And there's our startup.cs. So we can actually edit. And one interesting thing is there's no menus on the top, but we do have a hamburger menu. So let's click on that. We have File, Open Window, all the commands for that, all our edit commands, all our selection commands, all our view commands, our go commands, our debug commands, terminal, and it looks like they even have some online help. So that's great. So let's go ahead and hit the little debug button here. And let's see what happens. And hit the green little arrow on top. So one thing that's really nice about this environment is that if you're not using it, it will suspend after 30 minutes. When it gets suspended, they don't charge you for that. So that's a great things because a virtual environment, even though you're not using it, they're charging you for that virtual environment 24/7. So that's a great feature about this service. So it looks like our application's running. So let's go ahead and click on this icon here, and let's go ahead and set up a port forward. So let's click on that, and let's type in port 5000, hit enter, and yes, localhost 5000, hit enter, and there we go. We have our port set up. So let's go ahead and click on that, and there we go. We have Orchard Core running, and there's our startup page. That's great. So to sum things up, with the web browser and with Visual Studio Online, we were able to create an environment in the cloud, specify a GitHub repository. It brought up Visual Studio Code inside of a browser. And we went ahead and we edited, looked at all the different files that we wanted to, built the application, and ran it. And we actually seen the application running. So this is pretty amazing. This speeds up everything for you. So you don't have to build the environments. You don't have to install anything. Everything's all installed for you, and you can quickly get things done. So this is a marvelous. This may be the revolutionary new technology will help developers concentrate on code and doing those type of tasks instead of configuration, installing software, and setting everything up. This is wonderful. Now, if you missed or didn't understand something, that's okay. There is a detailed blog post that describes all the steps. There is also a GitHub repository with the complete source code. All the information is in the video description. If you like the video, please click on the thumbs up icon. Also, please subscribe and click on the bell icon to get notifications when I release the next video. Thank you for watching.